I'm Tim Crumlin, one of the founders of Leggari Products. We spent the last 3 years building an extensive online training for the coating industry. It's called Leggari Academy. And the best part, it's affordable. But trust me, affordable doesn't mean cheap. It took over 20,000 man hours and over $500,000 to create. There's absolutely not a better training anywhere for the coating industry. It doesn't exist. But it's not just the training. See, Leggari Products offers unparalleled support long after the training as you build your business. Here at our headquarters, we've kind of made it really clear to everyone, we're only successful if we can make you successful. So put us to the test. Join the Academy today and get a partner that actually cares about your success. Welcome to the Academy.
And we're going to be showing you guys 3 different looks using the same colors. There's endless options with our countertop kits. You can go to our YouTube channel, watch all the techniques that we show. Again, it's truly endless, the color possibilities, the effects, everything. So I'm going to do a simple vein marble pattern back here. I'll do a squeegee technique on here, more of like a striped vein patterns, bigger veins, stuff like that, really cool. And then we'll do a wood grain look, our wood grain technique using my hands, and we're gonna add a little spray paint into that. So we'll do 3 different looks and show you guys how simple those are. So first, we wanna pour the epoxy out everywhere, right? We don't want this sitting in a bucket at all. So once it's mixed, we wanna get it out. The whole point of this is to try to get the bead to level out the same thickness all the way down. And it's always good to pour out a thinner bead and go back and add to it than to pour out too much and then have to scrape it into a bucket and move it somewhere else. Now what we'll do is we'll just cross roll these beads, and it's good to get your roller soaked up before you start thinning that out. That'll minimize it pulling any hairs off your roller. So I'm just trying to get right to the edges without pushing that product over. It's good to pour a bead on the edges because you want a good amount of resin right on the edge so it can flow over your faces and coat those faces really good. All right, so when you start to hit your edges, it's a perfect time to have whoever's mixing your highlights, have them start mixing your highlights, because by about the time you get done just rolling in your edges, they should be ready to go with the highlights. All right, so we're gonna show you the 3 different techniques. I'll do the vein one first, and you're gonna see that it doesn't take much to do this design. So blending this, there's a couple ways. You can just kind of swirl the counter like this all randomly, but what I'm gonna show you is blending along with the veins, and then we're just gonna kind of blend at an angle, keeping this at an angle, kind of blending these veins, right? Following that pattern. We don't wanna over blend it, just enough to where it doesn't look like we drizzled the product out. And then we're gonna swirl in between everywhere else that didn't get hit. We're not going to swirl across the vein, right up to the vein. But these are looking really good. Now that's basically the technique with the roller, so I'm done with the roller. So next technique, we're going to be using a squeegee. And what I'm going to do kind of a diagonal vein pattern, just really random, but I'm gonna kind of move the resin out of the way. And everywhere I do this at, that's where I'm gonna pour my highlights. and then we're just gonna pour the highlight in all these opened up spots. And if you guys are doing your whole counters like this, you probably wanna start out with smaller beads. Make sure you can get your color everywhere throughout the counter, and then you can go back and add to it. You don't wanna get halfway through your counters and then run out of highlight color. And now we're just gonna blend in that kind of pattern with the squeegee. We're gonna hold it at a low angle and just kind of skip across the surface. Try not to blend it too much, but we wanna blend it enough to where it doesn't look like just a bead was poured out. And you can do any shape. You can go, this, like I said, we went diagonal on this. You can do any type of shape or angle that you want. But this is a really easy technique and looks awesome. You can kind of see like right here where it's all coated and then it looks really light. Just trying to spread that out. All right, so the last technique is just a simple wood grain. We're gonna do the design with our hands. So I'm just gonna pour some straight lines out kind of randomly. Again, these don't need to go all the way down either. You can have them go halfway. The more the random, the better. And then we're gonna use a little black spray paint. Make sure you guys shake this up good. If you're in a house, you probably should wear a mask. And then we're just gonna do straight lines in between these lines. We're using 100% clear isopropyl. You can also add our pigments to this to add extra color out there. All right, so we're not gonna spray this counter so you can see what it looks like without spraying it. But I am gonna roll my edges because there's a few thin spots. And you'll probably have to do this periodically over the next hour or two. Is just come in every 30, 45 minutes and just scrape the bottom edge. Once this starts to set up and get really sticky, it's almost better to use like a putty knife, something that's sharper and thinner to scrape them.